And this is lunch today when I come back from my walk. This I cooked in the air fryer. This comes from my friend's farm. It's just pig organs, pig meat, paprika, salt, and pepper. No fillers, no grains, no preservatives. And I will have 3 eggs with that, and then 3 eggs with some pork ribs and some chicken legs later for dinner tonight. Good morning, good morning. Thursday morning, 8 a.m., July 3rd. Just out for a morning walk. And here in Romania, like in the US, most of the school kids are on summer vacation. It's just funny that all these kids are dragging their parents out to the park so early in the morning. I remember when we would have summer vacation and we'd get up early in the morning. Can we go out? And our parents would say, sleep longer, sleep longer. And tomorrow's the big holiday. 4th of July, start of 4th of July weekend. All those family get-togethers, and barbecues. Nice. So I hope everyone out there who will be meeting with friends and family to celebrate 4th of July. I hope you all have a great 4th of July weekend. Safe 4th of July weekend. I'm going to get together with some friends here this weekend. They're not American, but they like to celebrate my American holidays. I'm going to go back to the park I was at yesterday. They have some outside equipment, more so for resistance training. Do a little bit of that. Then I'm going to go on the other side of the park. They have some pull-up bars. Go hang out over there for a while. So you could do a little bit here. Not a whole lot, but it's something. Keep people moving. I guess that's what's most important. Keep on moving. All right, so finished doing some resistant training with some of the equipment that's outside here at the park, and sorry about the wind. Ran a mile, doing a little cool down lap. Then I'm going to go over to some pull-up bars and see if this old body with bad shoulders and bad sciatic nerve can still do pull-ups. If anything, I am very interested in just hanging from those bars and stretching my spine out. Alright, so I just finished up over at the pull-up bars. And not that anybody needs to see pull-up bars, everybody knows what they are. But I just thought I'd show you what's around the park here. And there were other people there as well, so I didn't want to put the camera on them. Invade their privacy. Some people are uncomfortable about that, especially when exercising. But I was able to do 8 pull-ups. I was trying for 10, but I felt the pressure in the shoulders. And then I hung with my arms extended over my head. I hung for 5 minutes, stretching my shoulders and my back out. Maybe not the best thing for my shoulders. I have 2 torn rotator cuffs that have started healing on their own over the years. But it felt good stretching it. And I don't know. We'll see tomorrow how I feel. I'm going to go back over to the other park. Take in about 30 more minutes of sun. Head back and then have some lunch. Some delicious, fatty meat for lunch. Definitely not low fat. And that's not knocking anybody that's doing low fat. It's just what I'm doing right now. We'll see what happens, what kind of results I can pull off with my routine. All right, taking in about 30 minutes of vitamin D, taking in some sun, relaxing. Then I'm gonna head back home and eat. I have a variety of different meats that I'm eating. I'm gonna split it up for lunch and for dinner. Today is a all meat day, high protein, high fat, zero carbs, or what little carbs you can get from meat. But I got pork sausages, I got pork rib, I got some chicken legs, and some cheese, some homemade sheep's cheese. And it's not to say I'm going to eat all of this. I'm going to eat until I had enough. Eat normal. I'm going to eat normal. But it's just going to be one particular food. So somebody asked me, why the sugar diet, why carnivore, why Atkins, why prolonged fasting, snake diet. I have my own personal reasons, and I share a little bit for those that are interested. I had a job that I loved, and I retired from it after 30 years. But it was a stressful job. It was a job that I was around a lot of trauma. I've seen a lot of bad things. I've dealt with a lot of bad people, things you could never imagine. And I was always okay with it during the years that I was working. Always active, always into sports, martial arts, combat sports, wrestling, not WWE wrestling, but other types of wrestling. Not to say that there's anything wrong with WWE, but like high school wrestling, college wrestling. But then in 2017, something wasn't right. I was still going to work, but I kind of lost my drive for my work. And I was only 16, 17, 18, 3 years away from retiring. And something just wasn't right. So I was diagnosed with PTSD, and the doctors wanted to put me on medication. And I've had coworkers that retired before me that I was working with that were also going through PTSD, and they were on medications. And again, I'm not saying for people that have depression or PTSD or anxiety not to take medication that the doctors prescribe. It's just not something that I wanted to do, because I seen the side effects from some of my coworkers. So I eventually retired in 2019, started doing a lot of traveling, and I had good days and bad days. And some of the good days I actually had a fake getting through, put on that fake smile, get through it. I started drinking, started doing less activities, less sports, less socializing, started gaining weight. And then I started following Cole Robinson's snake diet, prolonged fasting, and listening to some of the people that were also following his protocol, his fasting routine, his extended fasting. And they were talking about how their moods changed, how they started looking at life a little bit different. So I wanted to give it a try. And I started, first a full 24 hour. That was pretty easy. 48, a little bit more difficult. 72, 72 hours, I thought, man, I'm not going to be able to make 72 hours. But I did. And every week it became easier. I pretty much, probably for the first 2 months, I was doing 48 hours. 48 hours, refeed, 48 hours, refeed. Felt great. Lost a lot of weight. Started noticing that some of the physical problems I was having, like rotator cuff problems, were actually feeling better. Also, some lower back problems I was having with sciatic started feeling better after fasting for at least 48 hours. So that was something that got me on the track to changing my eating habits and actually really just putting me in a better mood to do things. I started to feel alive again. So for some time now, for some years, I've include fasting in my life, not for losing weight, but just the way it makes me feel mentally. No medications whatsoever. My rotator cuff problems, doctors wanted to cut me open, do surgery, and I had none of that. So I still have some bad days with them, but they're nothing like before. I would say probably 80% better just through fasting. My rotator cuffs issues went away. And then I started listening to a lot of people that were doing carnivore and keto, and I thought, hey, that's great. That's great. I could chow down on as much eggs and bacon and steaks and burgers, all that stuff. I love that stuff. And I lost a lot of weight, and my injuries and mood improved even more with the fasting and with the carnivore. And I thought I found the secret. So when the sugar thing came along, and especially listening to Cole talk about it, I thought that was crazy. I thought he was just BSing everybody. I thought it was crazy. I mean, everybody knows that sugar and starchy carbohydrates and all that lead to diabetes. And maybe it does. Who knows? But I thought it was crazy. And like everybody else, being taught that sugar causes diabetes, sugar causes cancers and diseases and all that. I believed all that. And just like when they used to preach that red meat and fat causes heart disease and cancer and all that, I believed all that too, until I started seeing people actually reverse their problems. And I know for myself that I was, even as a teenager, in excellent shape. I was always a person that if I had steak and mashed potatoes, 30 minutes later, I had to go take a nap. I had to go crash out. If I had even a slice of cake, I needed a nap. If I had a glass of cola, regular cola, same thing. Had to go take a nap. I had a severe crash. And I went to the doctors, had my blood tested, blood work done, because I thought, this isn't normal. To just have a small amount of mashed potatoes with your steak dinner or meatloaf and have to go take a nap 30 minutes later, it just wasn't normal. Everything came back fine. Blood work is perfect. So what I am discovering now, through the different
experiments that I've been doing, that I've been listening to other people do in their life. And again, everybody's doing something different. Everybody's following one way. And yeah, there are some people that take it to extremes, like a cult, not cult, like following. But there are people that are just happy doing with what they're doing, happy with the results they're getting. It's changing their life in one way or another, and that's a good thing. And it doesn't matter, my opinion only. Again, it doesn't matter what routine they're doing. If it goes against what you're doing, everybody's different, I think. What I discovered about myself is I can't have a steak and mashed potatoes. I could have the mashed potatoes by themselves without, of course, butter and milk mixed in it. I could have just mashed potatoes or a bowl of rice or a bowl of pasta. I can have that and it not affect me. I could go work out. I can go for a walk. But if I mix that rice with chicken or meatloaf or a burger, I need a nap. And it's just a food combination thing for me. So I did the sugar diet. I put my feet in the water. I tested the waters. I was really interested in getting this burst of energy that I kept hearing people who were doing the sugar diet. Man, the energy is through the roof, and listening to Cole and all that. I wasn't getting that extra burst of energy, but I wasn't getting a crash either. Drinking 2 liters of sugar water, eating a bowl of berries or watermelon. I wasn't getting any of that crash, but I wasn't getting that extra burst of energy either. And when I did go 5 days, the weight was dropping, but it was a slow process also. And then I went away on vacation and went off the rails and all that. And really, I mean, as bad as I was eating on my vacation, I'm surprised it wasn't 15 or 20 pounds that I gained. But so anyway, as I was saying, sorry about that. 5 weeks of vacation. I'm surprised that it wasn't 15 or 20 pounds, not 4.5 pounds weight gain. And I was eating everything: meats, seafood, vegetables, fruits, cakes, cookies, pies, ice creams, anything and everything I ate. But then when I came back, I buckled down, and I was thinking to myself, when the sugar diet started, everybody was told low fat, lean meats, lean proteins, and not everybody looks at it this way, but you are still restricting yourself from something that you may want. And that was the problem with carnivore people. When you're told you can't have something, that's when you want it. And yeah, it takes a lot of discipline in life. We need to demonstrate some discipline with everything that we do in life. But if I can find something that works for me, where I can have all the things that I want, I don't have to eliminate anything. I could just have it on alternate days, and that's what I'm going to do. But anyway, 4th of July weekend, folks. Time to get together with friends and family, appreciate the time that we have with them, and whatever you do this 4th of July weekend, I hope it's safe. I hope everybody's healthy, and continue on with whatever protocol, with whatever plan you're following to improve your life, improve your health. This is what I'm doing. Have a great weekend. Happy 4th of July, everybody.